This is it. We have two finals today. Let's go and win some trophies. So then guys, welcome back to the Red Devil Revival. It's episode 115 today, and as I've just said in that intro, we have two finals to take part in today. The Bundesliga season is done and dusted, but if you missed the last episode guys, where of course we had our semi-final set of two legs with Arsenal in the Europa League, of course you can probably guess how it all unfolded based on the fact we have two finals today, but I would recommend going back and watching it just before I definitely spoil exactly how it all unfolded. The link, of course, will be right above me. As well, guys, if you do enjoy today's video, make sure to chuck a like down onto it. If you do want to see any more of my content, such as the Red Devil Revival, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button and to ring that notification bell to be notified when any of my content here on YouTube goes live. Now then, we get straight into this video today. Two games to play, two finals to try and hopefully win. The first being the German Cup, the second being the Europa League final. I will run through how our Bundesliga season finished. I did decide to just seal it off and play the rest of the games off screen because Bayern ended up winning the league before we even played our second to last game, so there was no point in us coming back. But if we go to our schedule, you would of course see how the Arsenal games unfolded and the Hertha Berlin game that was in between that. Some very good results. We then followed that up with our last two games of the season, which basically meant nothing, but I wanted to just keep the good form going. We had a 1-0 win over FC Köln and a 3-1 win over Schalke, both of course in the Bundesliga. Schalke went down to 10 men in this game, but we always look to the better of the two sides. As a result, in the Bundesliga, we finished second. It's worth noting our points total would have won the league for about the last 4 seasons. Just this year, Bayern had a phenomenal season, as did we. But we finished second. Chimney gets top goal scorer. It was a very good season, but we're looking to top it off this year with two different wins. The German Cup is my main focus. It is our first game. Let's get into it. We have RB Leipzig in this game. The second game in the Europa League, which will be coming, of course, in this episode as well, is up against AZ Alkmaar. After that, we'll do just a kind of a final roundup of the season and let's talk about plans for next year. Now, this is how we're lining up for this game. Misic is in there. It's Liuzio, Upamecano and Arau at the back. Very, very strong defensively. Kimmich, Veerman, Firmek, Fernandes and Salas in the midfield. Again, pretty much as strong as it can be. I've already looked for players to help improve the midfield come next season, but currently this is about as good as it gets. And then Souza and Chimpitaz both up front. Between them, they have got 84 goals this season. They are insane. They most definitely are. But here we go. Let's get into this game. Let's try and get this one. I have to give a squad number to one of our young strikers because we have got a few injury issues. So we're missing a few players on the bench. I'll give him number 35. I guess I'm not too fast. But here we go then. Leipzig in the cup. It's the Olympiastadion we're playing at. It's a neutral venue. Come on, boys. We get this done. The Bundesliga, the German Super Cup and the German Cup, as well as the two lower divisions, have all then been won by us. We are just then focusing on the Europa League and the Champions League going into the end, of course, this season and next season. Leipzig are lining up with as basically as strong as they can be. They've had an okay season, but they are not the Leipzig we faced a few years ago in this cup final, about 3 years ago, where, of course, we lost. They are far weaker, if you ask me, especially defensively and up front. Their main striker got sold at the beginning of this season to Barcelona. They now have a very good young striker, but he only has about 12 finishing. Mantzunis, this guy here, he's very decent, don't get me wrong, and he's got 11 finishing. So I'm hoping we will be getting the better of them. We beat them 3-0 very recently in the Bundesliga. I'm hoping for more of the same here. But as I'm saying all of this and going through all this kind of pre-match spiel, we've already gone 20 minutes into the game. There's been one shot so far. What an entertaining final we are witnessing. We have our first highlight. 30 minutes in, we get a block on the ball. Souza, get there first, please. Okay, he does get there. Let's counter. Chimpita has a dreadful pass from Simao Souza. No idea what's going on there. Vagnoman to Christian Kraus. He's got a knock, actually. That's quite good to see that one of the Leipzig players has picked up a knock. Fernandez plays it down the middle. Chimbitas gets onto it. Come on, Fernando. He loses it. Back to Bruno. Come on, lovely overlap. Veerman, surely we take the lead. Martin Veerman, he has struggled really to settle initially. He gets his third goal, though, of the season from that right-hand side. Come on, lads. 1-0 up. 30 minutes played. We take the lead in the German Cup final. Come on, this is the start I wanted. I wanted to take the lead. As long as we take the lead, which we have done in the vast majority of games we've played over the past kind of 6 months in game, we normally end up winning them. We've dropped points so rarely from winning positions. I'm hoping that is the same here. We're whizzing for the rest of this half, though. Are we going to go in 1-0 up? We are. A very drab match so far. I'll be honest, though, I don't really care. We have the lead, and that is what matters. 4 yellow cards as well in this match so far. 2 for both sides. Point the finger. Don't get complacent. They all are looking up for it. They all agree with what I'm saying. Do we make any changes at all? I don't think we do. I think we just stick with what's going on here. We're playing arguably the better. I mean, we are winning, so of course we're playing the better of the two sides. But come on, boys. That's a very good ball. Collado here. Top save from our top goalkeeper in net. Misic, by the way, broke the Bundesliga record for most clean sheets. The record was 21 originally, but oh no. I'm bigging him up and he's just fumbled that. Oh, that was perfect timing from me, wasn't it? I was about to say the Bundesliga record was 21 clean sheets in a season held by Manuel Neuer in real life. And then Misic has broken it this season. I think he got 22 or 23. And he's just fumbled that into his own net. Very, very poor. Demand more from the boys. We have 40 minutes to play. Leipzig with a highlight. At the moment, Leipzig are probably looking the more likely. Collado is in behind again. We get a block this time. We are not playing very well since coming out at half-time. Leipzig are already looking the more dangerous of the two. We've only had 3 shots all game. I think we need to make a substitution. Veerman is booked. Do we sub him off? He's, of course, a goal scorer, though, isn't he? And both Chimdas and Sousa aren't playing well. I'm going to get Lewis onto the pitch instead of Salas, I think. I'm actually going to get Veerman off. We're going to go slightly differently here. We're going to go and pull our wingers back to being wing-backs. I just feel at the moment Leipzig are getting in behind a bit too easily. And I think the fact we don't have that cover there isn't particularly helping us. I'm almost tempted. I'm not yet, but I may well push Kimmich up later on in the game. Let's go for this here. We'll still keep playing attacking. But I think having those proper wing-backs on instead of actual wingers may just help us out a little bit here because they're getting in down the wings far too often right now. We're going to say encourage the boys. 20 minutes to go. We've seen very little really in this whole match, but I'm a little bit nervous and we're getting closer and closer. Okay, highlight. Jamal Lewis throw in. Bruno on it now. Come on. Lewis, awful pass. Mantzunis now, who I was kind of slagging off at the beginning of the game, and he's looking like one of their best players currently on the pitch with his actual playmaking and so on from striker. But Fermat gets the ball back. Come on, Liuzio. Up to Bruno. Now Chimbitas. We need to see more from our strikers. They've done nothing all game. Jamal Lewis down this left flank, of course, is very good going forward. He gets tackled and brought down. That was definitely in the area. They're going to check VAR. I don't know how they can't give that. He definitely didn't get the ball, and it was definitely in the area. If we get this taken away from us, I'm going to be bloody fuming. He's reviewing it currently, the ref. I think if we get it, Bruno will be stepping up. Please give this pen. Please give it. He has given it. Who is taking it? It is going to be Bruno. Come on, Bruno Fernandes, the experienced midfielder. He hasn't missed a penalty all season. He's had 6, I think he scored. Bruno steps up. Bruno scores and puts us into the lead. Maybe on paper we don't deserve it, but I do not care. We've been shafted twice in this final before. We have 10 minutes to go and we have the lead. We're going to make a change, I reckon. I think I'm going to change Kimmich up to a more defensive role here. I'm going to change Fernandes to an AP on support. And do we change something else as well? Arau's having a really poor game. He's on a 6.4 at the moment. I think I'm going to put Liuzio that side and then bring on Matthias Eriksen. And I'm actually going to swap Eriksen and Upamecano over. Come on, boys. Come on. We have less than 10 minutes to play. We're going to go down to positive. We're going to do slight amount of time wasting. Be more disciplined. 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. There's a highlight with just over a minute to play. Don't concede now. Please don't concede now. Misic, lovely ball out. He is very good with the ball at his feet. Jamal Lewis now. Chumpitaz. Come on, Fernando. We've still seen nothing from the strikers. Ball in. Great ball. Sousa, surely. That has got to be game over. You have to imagine that's going to kill this game off. We're going to go to cautious. Full-on time wasting. Lower the tempo. Stop passing into space. There's surely no time for Leipzig to get back into this. We are 3-1 up. Sousa with a brilliant header. Jamal Lewis, though, he won the penalty, and he is the player that assists that ball, that goal right there. You've got to say, him coming to the pitch has been the difference maker, which I didn't expect from a left-back, but he's done it. 4 minutes added time. Are we finally going to win this? Oh, come on, we are. Finally, it's taken so many attempts after failing at this damn final, and it is ticked off the list. It means we can go into next season without having to worry about the German Cup anymore. The main aim is going to be the Champions League. They're about to lift it. Lazio to lift another trophy. Come on. Fantastic stuff. We have another final to come, but this is the one I wanted to win. It is finally ticked off the damn list. The German Cup, the DFB Pokal, is in Kaiserslautern's hands, and we are champions of the German Domestic Cup. Get in there. Fantastic stuff. Outstretched arms. Congratulations, lads. They're all over the moon. Of course they are. It was a shit game from Chumpitaz. I don't care. We won the match. That is what matters. No one got injured either, which is good. And we have another final, this time in the Europa League, to now look forward to. So I will see you for the Europa League final of AZ Alkmaar, guys, very shortly. So then, here we are. It's game number 2, AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League final. This is how we're lining up for it, going pretty much as strong as we can. There's a few little changes here and there based on the performances in the last game. Stefan Schultz comes in there. He's played every Europa League game so far. He's going to be playing today. It's Lazio, Eriksson and Gottman are out at the back. I have dropped Upamecano because of the fact he is asked to leave the club. So I have therefore just dropped him entirely from the team. So Eriksson comes in. It's then Kimmich as the DLP, Veerman, Furman, Fernandes and then Jamal Lewis in the midfield. After the way that Lewis came after he subbed on, I had to play him here today. Sousa and Chumpitaz both starting up front. This is how we're lining up. Let's get into this game. Let's get another trophy ticked off. If we don't win it, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really matter, but I would like to win it. I really would do. We're at the Estadio Jose Alvedo Seculo. I have a feeling that's the stadium in Lisbon for Sporting CP, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think that's where we're playing in Lisbon tonight. Of course, AZ Alkmaar, we go into this as big favourites without any doubt. AZ have got a decent team. Veerman, it's worth noting, was an AZ Alkmaar player. We bought him for £60 million from AZ Alkmaar. They have got some very decent players. A lot of real-life players, as you can see in their lineup there. But I still think, despite the fact that they've got a decent team, I still think we have to go into this as major favourites. But we cannot underestimate them here. We kick off the game. I really don't know what to expect in terms of the actual scoreline and so on. I'm just expecting a win of some variety, but we'll see how this, of course, does unfold. Just so you are aware, I have made some more transfers already. I'm already really planning ahead for next season. Chumpitaz here, he's completely done his men. And then he just took his time. I don't know what he did. He kind of just stopped and then he struck it. And then it kind of gave the keeper time to set himself and so on. But unlucky there from Fernando. Lazio straight into the keeper's hands. How are we not already 1-0 up? I do not know. But unlucky from the boys. Another highlight. We're only 7 minutes in. We are, of course, in the black kit. It's worth noting. For some reason, we're not in our home kit, despite being the home team from the draw. But Veerman goes down. Of course, the AZ Alkmaar player, they talked about him in the press in terms of maybe making impact. He could be winning a penalty after 8 minutes. I'm going to be honest, I think if that gets given, it might be a little bit harsh. It looked like the player won the ball, but they are checking it. Michael Oliver it is as the referee today. They've awarded the penalty. Fernandes will be stepping up. He scored a penalty in the last cup final. Will he make it 2-2? Bruno Fernandes. He just does not miss penalties, this guy. It's like real life. He doesn't ever miss them. He doesn't have quite the same little shimmy and skip and everything that he does in real life. But still, it's nice to see him scoring. Gets his 13th goal of the season. His 7th penalty, I think, he scored this season. We go 1-0 up. And we got another highlight. A free kick from 11 minutes in. Oh, that was good goalkeeping, to be fair. He almost actually kept hold of it as well. He almost managed to go and grab it. But it goes out for a corner in the end. Put in for the corner, so doesn't win it. And AZ have the ball cleared. Are they going to be on a counter-attack here? I presume not. I think that's the end highlight. Indeed it is. I was going to mention about transfers and so on, of course, for next season. I will run through exactly the plans for next season at the end of the episode. But I have very much extensively already planned and got players in. There is still room for more players to come in. There's talk of players leaving as well. Xerxes being one. There's a lot of interest from England and English teams. Jamal Lewis, hang on. Come on, Jamal. He's through. Oh my goodness me. Jamal Lewis, he had a brilliant game last final in the German Cup. He's now going to score an absolute wonderful goal. He's a left back playing left wing, and yet he scored a goal you'd expect like Lionel Messi or someone to go to score. He goes past every player and then manages to have the composure to dink the goalkeeper from 12 yards. Lovely play from Jamal. We are 2-0 up. We are dominating this game right now. I will go and praise the lads for how well they are playing currently. But my oh my, this is definitely a lot more easier than what the last game was. That is most definitely the case. There is another highlight. 37 minutes played. Are we going to get a chance on this? It starts with an AZ throw-in. They're trying to play little triangles around us, playing quite risky. But they do eventually clear it by just lumping it. They do some nice possession-based football and they just lump it. No idea. They do it again. I don't know what they are trying to do right now. But we do get the ball back. Bruno on it currently. Lovely pass. Chimtaz finds Jamal Lewis. What's Jamal going to do with it? He's not going to go for goal again, is he? He certainly will do. It goes to Bruno. And what the hell was that effort? Oh my goodness me. Bruno Fernandes, I know he's not a left footer, but that was dreadful right there. We should be 3-0 up. We are still 2-0 up at least. We're going at half time with the 2-0 lead, and they haven't even had a shot yet. Have AZ Alkmaar. We'll say, don't get complacent. I'll say to Jamal Lewis, I'm delighted with him. He's been fantastic. Let's go into the second half. Are we going to see any more goals from Chimtaz? He needs 3 goals to hit 60 for the season. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen unless he scores a second half hat-trick, which, let's be honest, is certainly doable by Chimtaz's standards. He does do it a lot, but I don't think it's going to. But Sue's on at the moment to Veerman, running down this right flank. Number 7, Martin Veerman, come on. He goes over to Fermek now. Fermek, can he swing it in? He does. Chimtaz to Souza. He's offside, or Chimtaz is offside. One of them is anyway. They're going to disallow this, no doubt. It's a lovely bit of play. Lovely little knockdown by Fernando. Did the right thing there instead of trying to head it onto goal. And Souza has a great finish. But it does get disallowed. Not really a surprise. I did think Chimtaz was just offside. Was it? Oh, actually, I mean, his left foot probably is. So it is probably the right decision. But very, very close call there. A little bit unlucky. But, oh well, not the end of the world. At the moment, AZ are on the ball again. 53 minutes played currently. Jeremy Boga to Oosting at the moment. We almost won it back. We don't quite manage it. Come on, Veerman. Oh, I thought he was going to win that. He doesn't quite come away with the ball. And AZ do still have a hold of it at this moment in time. Come on, can we get this ball off the AZ players? Montero, Langeveld at the moment goes all the way back to the AZ keeper. What is going to happen? He's not going to cock it up. I thought he was going to play that straight to Souza. It's a brilliant ball over the top. Forces through. And Marcus Force, from absolutely nothing, has pulled AZ back into this game. It's dreadful defending from us. I don't know who it was that lost Marcus Force. I think that's their first shot all game. Indeed it is. XG of 0.17. We've had an XG of 2.86. And it's 2-1. Of course it is. So AZ are now back in this game when they do not deserve to be whatsoever. We had a complete cock-up at the back. Their goalkeeper got an assist, which kind of just suggests how they played that goal. But alas, I'm not overly worried. I'm not expecting AZ to make a dramatic comeback yet, anyway. But a row on it here. Bruno, Lewis, come on. Let's go and get that third. Let's kill off any hope AZ had from getting that goal. It's a wonderful ball. Veerman on it. Can he get into his left? He can. It's a dreadful effort from Martin. Very, very poor. We're going to make some substitutions. We've got 15 minutes to go. I will just see what happens with this highlight, actually, before I make any change. I don't want to make it and then we end up conceding something stupid. But Veerman here, blocked effort. I don't know why he was going for that, but we do get it back. Liuzio on it at the moment to Fermek. Kimmich, dreadful pass. Absolutely awful. I may well sub him off for that, but we do get it back. Fermek, really well played. Fermek has, to me, been one of our players of the season. And then maybe to top it off, he hits the post. Very unlucky. Literally, I'm praising him for his season he's had. We're going to get Veerman off. He looks a bit knackered, really. I'm going to get our youngster Zielinski. He's coming back from a broken leg. It's been very, very unlucky for the young 18, 19-year-old, but he's going to get on the pitch here. And I'm also going to get Leon Goretzka on what will be his last game for Kaiserslautern. It's worth noting. His contract's expiring. I'm not going to renew it. He's not had a fantastic season. So he's going to be heading out the club. But we have 10 minutes to go. And at the moment, it's all to play for. But I'm not going to change anything up. We've done really, really well this game. I think it's a little bit harsh to really change it up. I don't think we really need to when you look at those stats there. They've done nothing, AZ. And we win it. A bit of an anti-climax, really. We've had a game just kind of fizzled out those last 10 minutes. Nothing really happened. But I don't care at the end of the day. We win another trophy. It's a treble winning season this year, which despite the fact we had disappointment not winning the league, to win 3 trophies, the Super Cup, the German Cup, and now the Europa League, as Lietzo's about to lift it. His second trophy in 5 days that he's lifting. We are champions of the Europa League. It means we're going to go into the European Super Cup final next year, which I don't think I've actually played in this year's game. So that's going to be an interesting one. But a good performance. We definitely deserved that. It was never really in doubt when you really looked at the stats and so on. AZ were very lucky to still be in it at full time. But doesn't matter. We are champions of the Europa League. Double winners in this episode alone. A very good performance from the lads. Chimbitas not a great end to the season, but we won't mention that. Outstretched arms. Congratulations. They're all over the moon. And we win another trophy. See there, Kaiserslautern lift the Europa League. And a victorious, famous treble for the Rotten 2-4. Very good day at the office for us. Absolutely over the moon. Very good stuff indeed. If we go to our squad menu now, I'll run through kind of how the season's gone for the majority of our players and so on. Of course, there is our squad there at the moment. It's now the end of the season. I've already made, as I've already said earlier, a lot of plans for next season. We're definitely going to be doing one more year. That is it. There's not much time between now and FM22. So one more year is all we're going to do here with Kaiserslautern. We have one season to win the Champions League. I want to try and win the European Super Cup in that time as well, because we haven't yet won that. And I want to win the Bundesliga next season as well. German Cup I'm not as fussed about. But those other trophies, I want the Champions League being the main one. I think definitely we have the ability to do it. The way we've torn teams to shreds this season, especially to changing up the tactic, it is doable. If we look at our stats, though, Chimbitas and Souza are leading the way for goals scored. 57 for Chimbitas, 28 for Souza. They've got 25 assists between them as well. They've contributed in over 100 goals between themselves. They've had a phenomenal season. It's worth noting as well, we've got 2 young strikers both out on loan this season. And between them, they've scored 40 goals in the Bundesliga. So we've got some good players coming back as well. So it's looking very good indeed. After those, though, we had a lot of goals coming from midfield as well. 23 goals scored between Fernandes and Firmek, which is really useful. And between them, they got 44 assists as well. Phenomenal stuff. Cosby had a decent year because he had a lot of appearances on the bench. 6 goals, 8 assists. Not bad at all. And then after that, we get towards the other players. Xerxes got himself 5 goals, which considering he didn't play that many games, he only started 7. Not too bad at all. In terms of the average rating, Chimbitas far and away the best performer we had throughout the whole season with a 7.63. He got the award for the best performer in the German Cup, the best performer in the Europa League, I believe, and the top goal scorers in all of those competitions, as well as the Bundesliga. He's had a brilliant year. He most definitely has. Firmek's up there as well. I said in that match about how good of a season he's had. Souza as well, 7.28. Fernandes up there. Lietzo's done really well from defence. Misic had a great year, 7.16 average rating. He played every single Bundesliga game except for one. He only conceded 18 times, 22 clean sheets. His best season yet in a Kaiserslautern shirt, and he's only 23. He's still getting better, so we can expect even more from him there. Overall, in terms of the team, the main areas I'm looking to kind of sort out, really, if we actually look at the kind of squad that got selected, I'm looking to get another centre-back. I've already mentioned Upamecano's going out. I have already bought one, actually, saying that. I want another DLP because when Kimmich isn't playing, we don't have much to be able to play there, so I want to sort that out. I've already got some new wingers in already. I'm looking at another advanced playmaker to help kind of share the load with Bruno, and another young striker. I've actually already signed one. But next episode, guys, will be very much a transfer special. We'll come back at the end of August or actually the beginning of September, probably for the European Super Cup, whenever that takes place. But I'm very excited for next season. I hope you guys are as well. It's going to be a damn good year. It's going to be our last year in this save with this team. And I want some European glory once again. But of course, guys, that'll all be coming in next episode. Overall, though, guys, that brings this video and this season to a close. A treble winning year. So many plans, so many targets for next year. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts on transfers and how this season went, and on your thoughts of if you think we can win the Champions League next season. Of course, I know it depends on who he brings in and everything along those lines, but I'm very excited for it. I'm very positive for it. It will be a slightly quicker season. I think next year, we'll go for a little bit more faster pace because we are running out of time. Hence why I'm going to come back at a later point, either in August or early September, straight away for the transfer roundup. But I'm very excited and I hope you guys are as well. Of course, guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure to chuck a like down onto it. If you do want to see any more of my content, such as the Red Devil Revival, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button and to ring that notification bell to be notified when any of my content here on YouTube goes live. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.